friend, I'm so excited that you want to learn more about LinkedIn and how it could potentially help you in your business. Now, I'm a LinkedIn strategist. I work primarily with females over the age of 40. However, I do have some male clients as well. And what I help them to do is to get visible on the platform, to be able to attract clients, to be able to attract leads, and to sell their courses, their products, their offers, and their services. Now, for many people, LinkedIn can be a scary place, and I get it. Once upon a time, there was what I would call the LinkedIn police, who would almost take it upon themselves to attack those who posted things that weren't deemed to be professional. Trust me, the LinkedIn police have left the building. You are safe to come out. LinkedIn are actually calling forward creators. The fact that we now have a TikTok style video feed, it shows you that they don't just want the boring text posts. They want creativity. They want us to show up authentically and to share your insights in a way that is innovative, fresh, and exciting. Now, why would you want to consider LinkedIn? There are over 1 billion users on the platform, and LinkedIn has decision makers. It has people who have high budgets, whether they're professionals or whether they are managers, CEOs, executive directors within corporations who need to bring in services into their organization, but also people buy from people, right? So those directors, those VPs need coaches, they need consultants, they need strategists. So if you have expertise in a particular area, in a particular niche, then LinkedIn is absolutely the place for you to come over, to position yourself as a thought leader, as an expert, and to be invited onto stages, to be invited onto podcasts, to share what you know, to be invited to conferences. There are so many doors that can open when you are visible on LinkedIn, when you have a presence and you're able to share effectively what it is that you know and the transformation, that's the important part, the transformation that you can get for somebody else. We have to be able to communicate those results in order for people to build trust in what it is that we offer. So in the next 10 minutes, what I want to do is to just walk you through the platform. I want to share with you some of the differences with the other social media platforms versus LinkedIn. And I want to walk you through who the ideal people are for LinkedIn and maybe the people who, invest your time elsewhere. Listen, I'll be 100 with you. Not all platforms require you to have a presence on. We have to be wise, we have to be smart as to where we invest our resources, our time, our energy. But if a platform absolutely has your ideal people and you know that you can leverage it to be able to bring in money into your business, then why would you not consider it? But come over with me to my laptop and I'll do an over the shoulder. You can see as I walk you through what the platform looks like, what it has to offer, and you can make the decision as to whether or not it's something that you need to take a closer look at and invest some more time into. All right, so let's get into it. And I'm going to apologize now for the lighting. It's one of those rare days in the UK where the sun is shining, so the lighting will be doing what the lighting does. But so long as you can see my screen and hear me, then I think we should be all good. So this is my LinkedIn profile. This is it currently. And I say currently because I always encourage people to keep their profile quite fresh, quite iterative as you are launching new offers, or maybe you have a new lead magnet, maybe you're launching something new. Utilize your banner in order to communicate that message with people who come onto your profile. So I say that to say when you come to my profile, it might look different. And that's just because I'm currently launching something new. So LinkedIn, it's a fantastic networking platform. It's almost like a networking platform that is 24/7, always on. The way in which LinkedIn works is that you have connections and you have followers. Followers are not able to message you. Connections are. You have decided to connect with each other one-to-one so you can message back and forth. followers, they see your content, but you don't see theirs. So that's the difference between the types of connections that you can have on LinkedIn. So the first thing that I would say is, if you are considering LinkedIn, there are a few types of people on the platform. There are those who have set up their profile and have not come back to optimize it. There are those who have their profile set up, it's optimized, however they don't post content. And then you have a third type who are regular content creators on the platform. They're sharing insights, they're sharing knowledge, they're sharing value. So this is the bio, much the same as you would see on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook. This is the bio that tells people who you are and what it is that you do. So I mentioned in the intro that you would want to have a presence on LinkedIn if you are a subject matter expert in something. So maybe you have worked in corporate for a number of years and you've transitioned now into coaching or consulting. There's some kind of expertise that you have that's valuable that you can communicate to others on the platform. Where I find it slightly harder for people that want to use LinkedIn is if they have a product-based business. And the reason for that is posting products on LinkedIn, it just doesn't get as much engagement. It's not really the platform for it. I do say to those with products, if you lean into your expertise, so maybe you have a skincare line and you also have a really good understanding of skin, you're an expert in wellness, perhaps you're an expert in diet and how that impacts on your skin. Perfect, ideal. LinkedIn is the place where you want to come and showcase what you know in order to find leads and to find clients, to drive them into your ecosystem, your email marketing tool, and whatever the strategy that you have in place. So let me show you some of the features. With LinkedIn, one of the things that I love is the variation in content types. Right? So let me show you some of the content types on LinkedIn and how you can leverage the platform to communicate your message. If I go to the home tab, which is where you create a post, we've got videos, as I mentioned, that TikTok style video feed. I'll show you that in a bit. You could add a photo. You could have an event which could be hosted on LinkedIn, so you can go live on LinkedIn, or you could just promote your event on the platform. Also, we have polls, we have carousels, and a few other content types. So as you add these content types, you also have to have a caption, and the caption is where we want to hook people in. So you've got two opportunities to hook people: with the caption that comes before any of the content, and then with your content below. So this is where you're going to want to utilize storytelling, listicles. You're going to want to give some facts and figures. This is the place in which we transact via our content. One other type of content that I want to show you are newsletters. So we can have newsletters on LinkedIn that drop directly into people's email inboxes. So yes, it's on LinkedIn, but also it goes into their Google, their Yahoo. Now, I don't know if you know anything about domain authority when it comes to emails. The majority of our emails that we're sending are ending up in the promotion folder or the spam folder, but an email that goes from LinkedIn's domain goes directly into a mailbox. So it's fantastic to be able to share your offers, to be able to add value, but also to market your products and your services. And what I'll do is I'll just click into one example of a recent newsletter that I posted. And how I used it was really as a driver to get people on LinkedIn over to my podcast. You can link directly out to whatever content you want to link to. With all of these platforms, whenever you drive somebody away from their platform, they limit your reach. If you add a link into your main post, that's what happens. However, in a newsletter, you're allowed to drop links and to drive people to wherever you want to send them. So what I did was gave value and then linked to my podcast. So when you click this, it takes you directly to my podcast. So have a think about it. Could you utilize this to get in front of professionals? I didn't share this, but LinkedIn has the highest average salaries in terms of all of the other social media platforms. The average salary is around $100,000 per annum. So if you have a high ticket offer, LinkedIn is the place where you absolutely need to be. On LinkedIn, you have your personal profile, but you can also have a company page. There's a strategy around leveraging your company page. I won't go into that now, but just so that you know that is an option for you, that you could be putting content on both and capturing different audiences depending on where you post. I did mention previously about the TikTok style feed on LinkedIn. Short form videos are doing really well on the platform. You're getting more impressions with your videos, you're getting greater reach. So perhaps you could be repurposing some of your videos from the other platforms and bringing them over to LinkedIn. I would always, as I mentioned before, leverage the caption section to give more context, to give more details, to make it more valuable and engaging for those who consume your content. I'm really trying to dodge from the sun now, but it's proven impossible. The last thing that I want to share with you is that LinkedIn allows for you to do really granular searches, so you can be quite detailed in the types of people that you want to connect with. So another benefit of LinkedIn is the search functionality. In comparison to any of the other social media platforms, this one has the most freely available information about your prospects. So given that people add details around their career history, their education, we can get a really good idea and target effectively our ideal clients. So when you click into the search, you can literally get all of these different kind of search filters, and then if you click here for all filters, let me just move myself out of the way, we can search and find people via location, via the company perhaps that they work at, via who they're connected with, who they follow, what school they went to, the services perhaps that they offer, and we can search via keywords. So you could use this to search via a particular role, a particular title. So if you are looking for those in the HR space, perhaps you want to go into organizations and deliver coaching around the menopause, for example, or maybe your service helps with those in the tech industry who are quite stressed and burnt out. You can do specific searches for those particular roles. All right, so I really hope that you found that helpful. I hope that it has dispelled some of the myths that LinkedIn is boring and stuffy. It's not the case anymore. And hopefully it's helped you to decide whether or not you can bring your expertise over onto LinkedIn and really start to build your personal brand over on the platform. And you could absolutely figure LinkedIn out by yourself. However, if you would like an expert to hold your hand, to mentor you through the process, I would love to tell you about my course and community that is being built as we speak. I'll be taking the members of that community through exactly how you optimize your profile with sales in mind, how you generate leads, how you grow your network, how you go live on the platform, how you do outreach. There are so many different aspects and strategies that I'll be teaching. But in addition to LinkedIn, I'll also be helping you in regards to getting your sales strategy set up, your email marketing, the systems that sit behind LinkedIn. Because if you just set up the profile, but you have no way of bringing a prospect from being just aware of you to signing up for your products or your offers, then what are we doing here? At the moment, I'm in pre-launch phase. You can absolutely jump into the community for a super low price. And the benefit to you of getting in early is that you'll get access to my already existing course, the LinkedIn Strategizer, which was a program that I delivered live. You'll get access to that while the actual community is being built out. Once the community has been built, you'll have access to all of the new resources. As content is added in, you'll get access to that. Also, you'll have the rights to be able to resell the course. So you'll be paid for sharing with another person who needs access to this information. Get in early now because you'll pay a one-off price for lifetime access. Further on down the line, the price will absolutely increase, and chances are it will be a subscription, maybe like on an annual reoccurring basis. So if any of this sounds like something that you need, click the link below this or around this video somewhere, and there'll be more information about the course community and the LinkedIn Strategizer that you're getting just while you wait as I build out the actual course and community. Thank you so much for your time, and I look forward to seeing you on the inside.